You know what's scary? Doing uncomfortable things. You know what's even scarier? Holding my personal business growth back because I'm too scared to do those uncomfy things. So let's take a few days to do the uncomfortable stuff that will actually propel me and my business forward to achieving my goals. I hope you enjoy. This is going to be so uncomfortable. Hi friends, we're doing uncomfortable things today and tomorrow. Just thinking about how uncomfortable I'm going to be is making me want to not do this. But we're adding in that little bit of benefit at the end. We're doing uncomfortable things that will then in turn make me a better business owner. And when you put it like that, then I'm like, all right, let's go and do the uncomfy thing. I want to be a better business owner. Getting ready for today because I'm gonna go and meet a new friend. Meeting new friends in your 20s. There should be books written about this. There probably are. It's impossible. Seemingly impossible. I'm starting with sunscreen. Of course, I use the Murad sunscreen 45 SPF. The older you get, it's just the harder it is to make friends, truly. Now, the way this ties into being a better business owner is that, you know how when they say in corporate, in college even, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, and networking is key, and all of those quotes that just like make your blood churn when an adult tells you that. Turns out that's true. It's actually true. And because I'm a business owner who works for herself, by herself, for a majority of the time, it's going to be so beneficial to be meeting new people, collaborating with new brands, learning from other people. I by no means know everything that needs to be known about running a business. I can learn so much more from other people and we can learn off of each other. I also use the Glossier Boy Brow. There's nothing new here. Wait, maybe I should do foundation and concealer first. Burt's Bees, always. So anyway, I figured that why not? It makes me so uncomfortable to meet new people and to make friends because I have never been good at making friends ever my entire life. Like, by no means am I the girl to come to for learning how to make friends. I don't know how to do that. But I know that if I tackle this thing that makes me a little bit uncomfy, I will grow significantly as a person and my business will benefit from that. This is the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. I like it. It moisturizes my skin instead of stripping the skin. And then I've been working on this bottle of Dior foundation for probably a little too long. I think you're supposed to like swap out your makeup. Using my own scrunchie from my shop. Yeah, I think you're not supposed to use makeup for too long, but I still have it, so I'm gonna use it. Other uncomfy things we are doing are trying new skills. We're gonna do those tasks that we've been putting off for way too long. I have just like piles of things. I have projects that have been left unfinished. I have piles of supplies that want to be used, including like I have this whole bag full of thrift flips that I've been holding on to for at this point maybe 2 or 3 years. Whoa, I look crazy. This is the CoverGirl little concealer. So I definitely want to do those things that I've just been putting off, that once I do it, I'll just clear up a whole lot of mental space and be able to focus on bigger and better things and just feel more accomplished as a business owner, like knowing that I told myself I would do these things and now I'm actually doing them. Something that's uncomfortable for the season, like it's really cold out. It's the time of year where I normally just abandon my small business because I'm like, I'll wait till it gets warmer. We're going to plan a spring launch because that's uncomfortable to me, even though I know it's one of those uncomfy things where I shouldn't listen to myself when I say, oh, I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. It's one of those things where I know if I do actually go ahead and do it, I will be better off. And this temporary feeling of uncertainty and discomfort is only blocking me from being able to achieve the things I want to achieve right now. Now we're doing the Glossier Boy Brow. These things run out fairly quickly, but I do use it pretty much every day. So now the reason I want to do uncomfortable things over the next couple days is not just because I know that it's good for networking, it's good for my business, but I also definitely think it'll help me grow as a person. I noticed that after I do something once, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. It's usually that initial feeling of, oh, I've never done that before, so I'm scared of it, that keeps me from doing new things. Even something like crocheting, which I've been talking on this channel for forever about how I want to learn how to crochet. It seems so hard and daunting and scary, but that's straight up just because I have never ever knit myself like a single, I don't even know what they're called, like a single knot, a single chain, a single granny square. I've never done that before. And so I find it so scary and daunting and I don't understand it. But as soon as I go and do it, figure out how to do it, I'm like, oh, I can do anything. And I think that feeling of believing in yourself and feeling like you can do anything and you're one step closer to achieving some more of those dreams that you have, that's the feeling that actually gets you motivated and eventually disciplined to make your dreams come true, whether that be starting a small business, getting that degree that you want, building relationships that matter to you, getting healthy, getting fit, like whatever it is. Continue to chase that feeling of I am capable, I am able, I'm excited to do new things. And whatever gets you feeling that way, oops, that's unfortunate. Whatever gets you feeling that way, go and chase that feeling. For me, what gets me feeling like that is jumping in. Just go and do the thing. Just do it. So let's wrap up this makeup look and then head out and do our first uncomfy thing of the day. This is mine.
I gave Monica a watch brace and now we're twinning.
Oh my gosh,
but
so
they're
cute.
actual clocks. And you can customize, pick a watch from the wall and the charms from the table, and I literally make it into any creation.
These are so cool.
And I don't charge extra for resizing, so I'll make sure it fits people perfectly, which is, I know, like.
It's pronounced Sage and Saber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and there's me with Love Mine. There's my face right there. Here's the watch skirt I was talking about right there.
Oh, that's so cute.
Like the Julia Fox one.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Like, I feel like that's definitely something you would see at New York Fashion Week.
That's what I would love for her to wear. I just didn't make sure that everything's set up first. You know, like the website and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, this is the ring that I got. It's so cute.
Yeah. And these are all like thrifted clocks. Like this was one from one of the Paris flea markets. I got for €5.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
And then I have like another clock around. I'm trying to collect clocks and just fill the space with them.
Have you like always been interested in clocks? I'm gonna get your wall.
Yeah.
And time? Or like what got you into this?
I'm interested in clocks, and I think watches are so cool, even though everyone checks their phone for time nowadays.
Yeah.
I just don't, I feel like the creations I was looking for weren't out there, which is why I started doing this.
Yeah, like, you know? The green is so cool.
I think most of my customers have dainty wrists, petite wrists, like me, so they like the fact that it will actually look good on them. It's not like chunky or.
Yeah.
So that's why I make everything a little small.
Yeah, that's what I figure would be easier. Like you just make things as small as possible and then extend it, but that's
from scratch.
Yeah.
And then for these, people can put photos in them. So
that's so cute.
Actually, even this tiny locket right here opens. Like it was really hard for me to find a charm that I like, but this is definitely my favorite. This one's cool too. And then
the one like spins. Like in the middle?
This one, yeah, you could make it spin.
That's cool. Yeah, it's so pretty. Guys, that was so much fun. It's so funny that every time I do the uncomfortable things that just like feel like I just shouldn't do because I'm uncomfortable, every time I go and just like ignore that feeling or accept that feeling and do it anyway, I end up having the best time and learning so much and low-key finding a new hobby. When I arrived in Brooklyn this morning, I was looking around, I was sitting in a coffee shop, I was like walking the pier, taking pictures. I was like, what the heck, I need to come to Brooklyn more often because it's so cool here. There are just so many parts of New York City I haven't experienced yet or experienced to the fullest. And being there, even just by myself, reminded me that there's so much to do and so much to explore, and just like reignited that little like explorer in me that goes kind of dormant during the winter time because I just want to stay at home and be cozy. But that was so fun, just wandering around by myself. And then I met up with my friend Mai. She runs Sage and Saber. This is the little logo. This is the first time we met. And we DM'd on Instagram very briefly. We both went through the same experience of working with urban space. I did the Bryant Park Winter Village and she did the Herald Square Market. Those two markets are both run by the same organizers, so I think she saw my content and then I followed her back and like saw all of her content. We do similar things where we both recently quit our corporate job and are doing the small business world full-time along with content creation. She does a whole lot of content creation. So it was really nice to meet with someone and just chat about the things that we have in common. I don't have too much in common work-wise with the people in my life in real life, so it's always so nice to meet friends who get it. I know you guys get it, but like my friends from college, people from high school, my family, like they don't get it. And so every time I meet another small business owner who's in her 20s, it feels like a little breath of fresh air and really just inspires and motivates me. Sage and Saber, by the way, is a really cool small business, and she makes jewelry with a common theme of watches or clocks being like the center piece of every single jewelry piece. So you already saw her little showroom, which is so cool that she has a showroom in general, but I saw this piece on one of her shelves and I'd seen it on Instagram. She posted something about it and I remember seeing it for the first time being like, that's so cool and unique and fun. But I love it because it's adjustable, or it's like stretchy. So for my teeny tiny fingers, it still fits and doesn't fall off. I love that. I could put it on really any of my fingers and it'll fit, like my thumb, which is a little bigger, my middle finger, which is a little smaller, like it still works. Like that's so fun. I'll be able to tell the time with the little ring. That is so cute. Look how cute. Yeah, you're definitely gonna see this in an Instagram post sometime soon, but like I'm trying to like wear some more jewelry around because I feel like it makes me feel a little bit more elevated every day. She has really cool like necklaces, earrings. I think she has bracelets, rings obviously, so check her out. And for a small business, for such distinct pieces like this, I feel like her stuff is a lot more affordable than other options. So something to keep in mind. And then as I was wandering around alone on my lonesome, being uncomfy but feeling like in my element at the same time, I came across a Cha-Cha Matcha, which is a matcha chain. They have a few locations in New York City. I'm sure they have locations in other major cities, but the aesthetic is everything. It's pink with green because obviously matcha, but everything else is pink. And it's just, every time I walk in there, I just want to like congratulate and shake hands with the marketing person who handles the whole like vibe of every single retail store that they have, because it's just, it makes me feel so good to be in there. I don't feel intimidated when I walk in. I feel like that's really important, to not feel intimidated and to feel cozy and comfortable when you walk into like a matcha or like coffee shop. But then at the same time, she gives like cool girl energy. And I think it's really hard to mix the two. Anyway, on Instagram, no, I think it was TikTok, I saw a girl unbox one of these, which is a matcha kit that Cha-Cha Matcha put out. I've been looking for something exactly like this. Like I dreamed of something like this and I couldn't find it anywhere. Basically, it's a kit that has the matcha bowl, the whisk, the little scoop, the thing they use to sift, I forget the actual name for it, but the thing you use to sift the matcha into smaller bits. It comes with a full tin of matcha. And is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. But it's all really cute. Okay, so I kind of want to unbox this on like a short form video or something, but let's just do it quickly right now and then I'll put it back together and we'll do it again for TikTok. But like the aesthetic is so nice. And then we have a little wooden thing right here. If this is the first video of mine you're watching, then you might not know, but I love matcha. I love the art of making matcha. I think it's so fun to try new like techniques, similar to how people are like really obsessed with coffee and coffee culture, espresso culture. However, caffeine does not fully agree with me, especially caffeine in the form of espresso and coffee. I also like matcha better. But anyway, here's the, oh, that almost fell right out and shattered. I'm gonna hold it right here. This is the little kit. It comes with all the things I just mentioned. Let's start with the matcha. This tin is the cutest thing ever. Like I will keep this after I'm done with the matcha. Oh, it's so cute. This keeps it fresh, I bet, because after you take the matcha out of that pouch and put it into the tin, and then you screw on like this lid normally, it's not like pressurized, and so the matcha does go bad, and it doesn't become like bad for you, but it becomes less strong and less flavorful, less rich. I keep messing with this because something about this angle's messing with me. But it says Cha-Cha ceremonial grade matcha, small batch, net weight 30 grams. The pink, it's so cute. Oh, I gotta put the little air pressure thing back on because this really like seals it in. Wow, I'm so happy with this. I was telling the ladies at Cha-Cha Matcha, like, I very rarely see something and just like in my core know that I really want it and need it and will buy it. Most things that I see, products especially, I need to see it, ponder it a little bit, give myself a few weeks, even a few months sometimes, and then I'm fully convinced that that is mine and that it is meant to be, and I will purchase that thing. It's like a long-term process. But when I see something and I'm like, that is for me, I have to get it. I have to, because that feeling is so rare for me. I do have a matcha whisk already, but there's another one in here. And then this thing I almost dropped. It says Cha-Cha on it. I don't know if you can see. I love that it's see-through. I love the like tint of pink. That's so cute. And then this is like mainly what I was really excited about. It's a see-through glass. It's like a glass matcha bowl. Imagine how cute my green matcha is gonna look in this. Like even the green and the pink right now is doing its thing. Okay, so we have that. And then the last two things are just like this little sifter. There's a different word for this, but I forget. It's like metal. It's like a hefty guy. And this is a matcha scoop. It's like probably a teaspoon. I used to have one of those like wooden ones. Also, that thing has a name for it, but I don't know what it is. It's like a wooden little like J looking scoop to scoop out your matcha. But with that, I'm bad at like measuring out exactly how many teaspoons or tablespoons I'm putting in. And it needs to be somewhat exact for me just because if I overdo it and have a little too much, then my heart starts racing a little too much. Even though matcha is a lot better than coffee, it still contains caffeine. It's obviously a different type of caffeine, and it has L-theanine in it, which helps relax the effect of caffeine. But I nonetheless am sensitive. I'm a sensitive girly. Oh my gosh, this is so fun and exciting. Let's put this all back so I can redo it for, of course, the TikTok and the Instagram. It is now time to do the next uncomfortable thing, which is start planning my spring launch for my small business. Now, I am not the kind of person who launches super successfully, so it's my 2025 goal to actually put effort into my launches and just try to do a little bit better. It's like hard to not continue to do the stuff that you're used to, the stuff you're good at, and to try to do other things, try to experiment with things, especially when it comes to your small business, where the fact that you even own a small business is scary in and of itself and uncomfortable when you need to do these like businessy type things, like strategize. So as I'm strategizing out what I want to do for my spring launch, one really big factor that I'm considering is that I definitely want to get back into apparel, and not particularly this spring, but probably in the summer or fall. I definitely want to do full-on garments, not just little accessories, and that takes a lot of planning and strategizing, and I definitely need help this time around. If you're in the same boat as me where you want to start a business or you currently have a business and you're trying to expand to bigger and better products, the logistics of everything are getting kind of chaotic, and you're ready to take that uncomfortable step of asking for help, which is so uncomfortable, but definitely needed, then I think you should definitely consider some sort of third-party logistics provider, which is something that I've been researching for a while now. For short, they're called 3PLs, and one 3PL that I definitely recommend is eFulfillment Service. Thank you to eFulfillment Service for sponsoring this portion of the video. I've talked about them a ton before, but it's for a reason. eFulfillment Service, or EFS for short, they will help you with all of your fulfillment needs, and I mean all of them, when it comes to receiving orders, packing and shipping orders, processing returns, dealing with inventory management, warehouse management, pick and pack services, kitting services, like you name it. Anything that has to do with getting your products into customers' hands, EFS will handle all that for you in such a professional way. They're a family-owned and run business, which we love, and they support small to medium-sized businesses. As much as I love packing my orders, I have this amount of space. You can see from wall to wall, this amount of space for all my stuff, and it's not feasible for my business to grow in this space. It's expensive to get my own space, so let's do the in-between step for right now, which is getting a little bit of help with warehouse solutions and fulfillment solutions. Particularly when it comes to apparel. I know a ton of you want to start apparel brands, but you're like, where am I going to keep all the sizes from XXS to 3XL? Multiple varieties of shirts, multiple collections of apparel. Well, e-fulfillment service will handle all of those logistics for you, and they will store everything. They will take care of inventory management. They will pack your orders very professionally, and then you can focus on the things like marketing, growing your business, handling brand reputation, social media, and like the things that you're actually interested in that really help your business grow. One of the things that I've been learning as I've been doing uncomfortable things all the time in order to help my business grow is that unfortunately we can't do it all forever, but that's a-okay, because there are services out there like EFS who will help pick up the slack. And yes, to answer all of your guys' questions, they will do custom packaging based on what you and your brand prefers, so keep that in mind. It doesn't have to just be a generic box with like the clothes stuffed in there with a little bit of tissue paper. No, they will actually work with you to make sure that the package that is sent out is an extension of your brand's identity. One of my favorite things about EFS, especially when it comes to apparel, is that there are no setup fees. There are no minimum order requirements. Their service is award-winning, and for apparel, they are pay as you go. So it really doesn't hurt to try it out, especially if this is what's kind of holding you back between starting your business and not, or growing your business or staying the same. Whatever sort of space, time, commitment, energy constraints that you have, e-fulfillment service will help you handle it. So if you would like to try e-fulfillment service out, you can use the link in my description. All of the details are down there. Thank you again to e-fulfillment service for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now let's do some more uncomfy things to grow our business. All right, we're sitting down here just to get a change of scenery. I have my little notebook here that is covered in stickers from college. It takes me forever to get through journals and like notebooks because I keep switching between the various like 10-20 notebooks that I have. So in here could be journal entries from maybe when I was 16 through right now, 29. Or it could be business strategies. It could be college notes. It could, yep, literally see a ton of college stuff, which I'm not gonna look back at right now. But in here with my little pen, we're going to write down what we're doing for this spring launch, and do this with me. If it makes you uncomfortable to get started on projects, like the initial let's get this going kind of thing is what scares you or what makes you uncomfortable, let's do it together. We'll do it right now together because I'm uncomfortable too. I wrote down spring launch, and maybe you should go over there so I can write over here. Let's start with when I want it to be. I would love, absolutely love, for this to happen in March, because technically March is the start of spring. Start with easy facts right there. Maybe the end of March to give myself some time. And what do I want to launch? This is the hard part. Oh my gosh, I just realized there's a huge trash bag right there. Should I move that or should we deal with it? Should I? No, that doesn't look good either. One sec. Okay, good. I think I want there to be some of the basics, okay? I'll start with the easy stuff. So 2 scrunchies, probably. I kind of want to do 3, but we're starting small right now, so I don't overwhelm myself. And I'm not wearing my ring right now, but don't worry, I'm still married. It's because I was cleaning the bathroom and I took my rings off. I think I'll do a pink because that's very spring. And then I want to do like a pale yellow because those were a hit at Bryant Park, and I don't have those stocked really on my site that much, and I did find a really pretty pale yellow. It's a satin that I want to use. I also want to use like a gauze. See, this is what happens when I start to plan out launches. I start with one idea and then I go into like, oh, but that would be cool and that would be cool. What if I do this mixed with that? 4 hours later, I've done nothing except go in circles. So we're stopping there. A pink and a pale yellow, both satin. Moving on. Pouches. We're doing a regular size pouch and a mini pouch, which are nothing new, because that's what I've had for a while now, and it's what did well at Bryant Park as well. In fact, I sold out of every single one of the pouches, both regular size and mini size, at Bryant Park. So I know they do well. But let's make it a little bit more concrete, because right now I just have like random fabrics. Like they don't coexist well. So I want all of them to like look the same-ish for this collection so that it seems like they're part of a collection. They're all gonna be gingham. I'm gonna have 4 different variations of gingham. Should I tell you the colors or should we be surprised? I'm gonna tell you. Red, pink, green, and blue. And the inside, the lining will be a surprise, but it's a beautiful thing. Okay. And I'm going to have Alex help make a lot of the inventory. So I'm going to be making some of the inventory, but I also shipped her majority of the fabric, so she's also going to help make all of this stuff, which is so great. This is going to be the first launch ever where I have help, and if this goes well, then I would love for the next launch to have even more people help me. I do want to stay as like handmade in New Jersey as possible, so you'd have to be based here in New Jersey, and also have your own space to sew, because I don't have my own warehouse space yet. But I think this is like a small step forward, and it was really like hard to accept that I needed that help, but I'm glad that I did it, and so far it's been working out really well. I think we're good with pouches. I'm not scared about them, again, because I have the help. We are not being insane and doing the same thing twice and expecting different results. I will not be sewing as many pouches as I have in the past. I'll still be sewing some of them, but not all. And scrunchies, maybe I'll have those two, the pink and the yellow, be sewn by Alex. And then I'll pick another color just for me to sew. Maybe like a light green, like a matcha green. If I put out a scrunchie that was called matcha green scrunchie, that would do amazing. I'm so doing that. What the heck? Okay. Do you see what I mean? About like the ideas just keep coming in. I get stuck in the creativity cycle, and then it's like nighttime. And anyway, that's pouches. Candles, I'm not sure about. We might save that for a different launch, but I have an idea and I kind of wanted it to be a surprise, so I'm just gonna write it down myself. Okay, and the last thing is the thing that I'm unsure about. I might come back to this later in the video because this really scares me, and I don't know if I'm ready to do it right now. Maybe like towards the end of while I'm filming this, I'll come back to it. But I really want to do apparel that I designed. So this is separate from the apparel that I want to be sewn for my shop that I was talking about, that I would get like a 3PL EFS provider to help me with. This is like, I design a little graphic, whether it be just putting my logo on a sweatshirt. I feel like that could be fun. Me and my intern have been talking about that, and I think that's something that could be cool. Like if you guys wanted to rep my brand in the same way that I have like my logo on a sweatshirt and I rep it all the time, if you guys wanted that, that could be something I could have on my site like forever. Also, I've been thinking of doing like a homebody themed sweatshirt. I've been thinking of doing a matcha themed sweatshirt / PJ shorts. I mean, PJs in general. I want to start a whole new company, a whole new brand, a whole new business that is specific to sleepwear. Loungewear potentially. Like I have been feeling such a pull to do some sort of like cutesy doodly, cute, playful yet sophisticated, luxury, sustainable sleepwear, loungewear brand that I kind of want separate from this brand. You heard it here first. If you see me randomly drop that I'm starting a new business, that's probably what it is. Anyway, to start off with that process, to like experiment with it, I kind of wanted to design a couple of graphics for apparel, and maybe we'll come back to that later in the video because I don't want to do that now because that's scary, and maybe I'll have more courage later. Okay, so I have the products. Now let's go with like logistics. Kind of handle the scrunchies and pouches logistic. Candles and apparel are still like TBD with needing to process them and like create them, but I'm gonna come up with a timeline as to like when things need to get done. So like by mid-March, I probably want all the product photography done so that I can start teasing all of the products or some of the products on social media and my emails. If you haven't joined my email list, definitely check it out in the description. You just like click the link and then I think you put in your email and you're part of my email mailing list. We send out monthly newsletters and sometimes weekly emails. It depends on like what the season is and what's on sale versus like what announcements we have. I don't very often put things on sale, but like when there are announcements, we'll send out emails, and oftentimes there are things that the email list hears before anyone else hears, so definitely check that out. My intern Marty, she's the one who sends out those emails. Look at me, getting help in every which way. And then by the end of March, I want to launch, which means the week before, I probably want to be posting on social media just to get people excited about it. I need to come up with graphics for social media. I need to come up with like the messaging of this launch. It's going to be a spring launch, but I kind of want the theme of the launch to be a little bit more specific. Like spring is a little too vague, too generic. Maybe I'll come up with something. I don't know. I gotta think of something. I'll brainstorm that. Okay, with this, I'm trying not to show you too much because I have some secrets on here. Just kidding. Even if you saw it, it's fine. We don't have too many secrets here. That's all I wanted to do in order to get the ball rolling. I think right now I'm going to send Alex and myself some sewing supplies to get the ball rolling on getting these scrunchies and pouches done. That's something I just like needed to do real quick. But that's also scary because I don't know, one other thing that scares me about running my business is like dropping money. I spend so much money on my business at this point, especially after Bryant Park. I'm like, at this point, just like, sure, I'll just keep spending the money, knowing that when I spend money, it's really like an investment into my business and the money always comes back. If the money's not coming back, then there's something wrong and we need to reevaluate where I'm putting my money. But nonetheless, I still feel a little bit like, I don't know, insecure about just like taking all my cash and dumping it on supplies or at like market fees. That's another thing I need to do. Oh my gosh, let me write it down. I'm signing up for markets right now because markets don't happen in my area. Good markets don't happen in my area January through like April-ish. So I naturally take a break. Plus I'm typically burnt out from the holiday season. So it all works out. But right now is when the market like applications come out. So I need to go and apply to a bunch. Some of them you have to pay money for right off the bat. Not many of them, that's just some of them. And then other ones you just need to provide a ton of information and pictures and descriptions and like a little paragraph as to why you want to be part of the market. And like I put my all into these applications. So it just seems a little daunting and I tend to avoid it, but I should just do it because I'll feel 10 times better afterwards and my business will be better off because I will have applied to the markets instead of waiting to the last second and rushing through the apps. Well, I think we'll do that. Yeah, let's do that. So here's the thing, I basically had so much fun hanging out with my friend yesterday and going into the city that I'm going back in today to meet up with a different friend who I've met before. Her name's Sonal. She also owns a small business. She's really cool. We're gonna get lunch in my little fit. Wearing my new ring. This is the new ring. Look at me, doing crazy things. I'm at Mood Fabrics because I arrived pretty early, so why not go fabric shopping for a little bit. Not only did I meet up with one friend on Wednesday and like break that seal of not engaging in like new friendships and networking and getting to know other people, the next day I also met up with a friend that I've already met and got to know. Her name's Sonal. She owns an online shop and she does content creation, so we have a lot in common, and it was just like really good to talk to someone who gets it. And then on Friday, so 3 days in a row, I actually like scheduled a little like get together at my apartment. It didn't happen on Friday, but the fact that I like sent out invitations to just like all my friends in the area to come over and have some sort of just like hangout, because I haven't done that in a while at my apartment, like just like got everyone together and did like a casual little like nightly hangout. Social butterfly right here. And as an introvert, I've seen like those TikToks that are so funny where it's like me 2 weeks later showing up to a plan that I had committed to back when I was being social, but now I'm back to like my normal introvert self and I'm like dragging my feet getting myself to that like social plan that I had like committed to. That's how I feel sometimes when I'm in a social mood and I commit to things in the future, and then future me gets there and is like, should I have done this? But it's like good to do uncomfortable things because I always come out of hanging out with my friends and new people just feeling so much more inspired. It also just like feels really good that I know that I'm surrounding myself with people who actually do inspire and motivate me instead of people who bring me down and make me feel bad about myself. It's good to know that I'm curating a life filled with a community of people who lift me up. Anyway, I think we can successfully check off the making new friends, being more social, networking, uncomfy thing that I wanted to try to do. I will continue to do that for the rest of my life, honestly, but that's something I definitely wanted to like break the seal of so that I like get my feet wet and just try doing it for the first time in a long time. We are moving on to the next thing, but I did want to just like give a special moment for my very first ceramic creation. All right, my camera must focus on her because she is beautiful. She's not perfect. She's in fact not even that good. I'm happy I chose this color. They actually will glaze it and add a handle on it for you at the place I went to. It's called Blue Skies Pottery, I think, in Hoboken. I think they opened up another location by the shore, the Jersey Shore. But it's like a local ceramic pottery place that has been there for quite some time, and I just never got myself to go. But I got me and Josh like tickets to a class, like a first time ceramic person class for Christmas, and so we went together right after Christmas in January. It was one of the first things I did post Bryant Park, and it was very soothing and fun to try something new. And I just picked up my finished piece because it takes a little while for them to fire it. I'll put a little like picture or video of what it looked like when I was done with it. They added on a little handle for free, and they glazed it with the color that I wanted for free, or it was included in the ticket price, which is really nice. It's small, as you can tell, but I tried to fit my matcha in it. There's not that much this morning, but it looks really pretty in the morning time, and I'm happy about it. It really makes me want to continue to try to do these new crafts because like I know I'll love it. It's just that the little initial push that I struggle with, and I know a lot of people struggle with. But once I did this, now I'm like, take me to the studio. I'll do more. I'll get better. And this one's actually embarrassing. I'm showing this to you second because I'm embarrassed about it. This is a matcha bowl. It doesn't actually look that bad on camera. But it's teeny tiny. My hands are small, okay? I cannot fit the amount of matcha and water that I need in this bowl. It's also very shallow. Like it's not gonna fit what I need, but I'll use it as decor. It'll be really pretty. Just showing like, actually this was the first thing I made. Yeah. So I made this first, loved it, but they didn't tell me till after I made it that it will shrink after it's fired and set. So I like made it the size that I thought would be good, and they were like, oh, by the way, it's gonna shrink. And I was like, oh, that should probably be fine, but it shrunk a good amount. That's okay. It's still pretty. Oh, it looks nice on camera. If I leave it back here, it's nice. And I also like the berry purple pink color that glazed it. But together, these are my first two creations. We're gonna count this as a win for this video of trying new things, because although I did this in January, it's probably the very first new craft I've done. I don't remember the last time I tried a new craft since back when I first started my business, because I've been sticking to things that I have like kind of gotten the hang of doing for years and years. Sewing was a new craft for me in 2019, but I just kind of like stuck with sewing. I learned a lot of new techniques, obviously, like there's just always something you're learning every single time you sew. And then candle making, which I started in 2020, and that I've also been getting better at, but it's still like the same sort of craft. Using my Cricut as a hobby, I've been doing that since I think 2021, and I just stuck with it. But this was the very first like brand new, not anything near what I already do in my daily crafty life that I tried in a long time, and I did it a month ago, and I'm proud of myself. So we're calling that a win of trying a new craft. I would like to try more new crafts and even like experiment with more unique ways to use the craft skills that I currently have, and make new sorts of projects. That would be so fun, but I feel like that's like a whole separate video in itself because I can go crazy with that. For some reason, starting new crafts is a little uncomfortable and scary to me because I am still a recovering perfectionist. I'm not as bad as I used to be with not putting things out, not showing things to anyone before it was in my eyes perfect, but now I'm able to like show people the imperfect, in the works sort of process. But still, like starting these new things still gets me a little on edge because I want to be really good at it, and I want to like spend the time to actually get to the point where I can enjoy it and becomes a little bit of muscle memory. And I get embarrassed when people say like my stuff is bad, just like anyone else. This is your sign to just start, because you're never going to get to that place you want to get to if you don't take that first step and start the thing. Speaking of people who started the thing, I got a few little things from small business owners that are the cutest things ever. This kind of goes with the matcha situation. If matcha tastes like grass, then I am a cow. I love that. It's a cute little cow and like mock boba pearls at the bottom. These were all sent to my P.O. box, and this is from Artsy Life Studio. And if you're a matcha lover, you're gonna love all of their stuff. I have these stickers that I'm literally gonna journal with very, very soon. Look at how cute and green and muted and beautiful and matcha-y these sticker sheets are. Then also got some die cut stickers. This is the brand if you're interested. It's really cute with the doodles. I love the aesthetic. Oh, this is a really fun thank you card. Again, love the doodles and aesthetic. Also for them, we have a little keychain. You guys inspire me to start new sorts of products because I've never done, have I done keychains before? I think I might have briefly done polymer clay keychains, but I never did like these manufactured resin keychains with the designs on it. It looks really beautiful. And then stationery is something that's coming to my shop probably in the fall. I'm really excited about it, like right for back to school season. It's crazy that I'm already planning for the back to school season, but it has to happen. We have some matcha stationery. These are little postcards, not postcards, post-its. Catch me using these all the time now. Oh, I wonder if these are like handmade because it kind of looks DIY in like a good way. It looks authentic. And then same with this. Oh, how cool. Yeah, this is just like a notepad. I love it. And then everything's branded, which is good because sometimes I will be using your guys' stuff, but because I unpackaged it and I'm using the thing, it doesn't have the brand on it, and it actually gave me an idea to continue to brand my products even past the packaging so that after someone throws away the packaging or repurposes the packaging and the product is just like a standalone product, I want you to remember that it's still from Monica's Collective. But I don't do that with all of my products, and I probably should. I also got this beautiful looking coloring book from Ginny Mossman. It's all very like beauty, feel good type words and sayings with beautiful illustrations. Let your soul shine. This is perfect for the springtime, I think. It's never too late. Good things are coming. Follow your dreams. They know the way. I'm coloring this today. I'm marking the page right now. I also have some goodies from Amanda. These are just really cute little knickknacks. We have some earrings, which this looks so realistic. It looks so real, like lemons. Adding to my little stash, bookmarks, readings my therapy. Some die cut stickers in here, and then Girls Support Girls keychain. These are from Authentic Designs, Amanda's Authentic Designs. Thank you so much for your note also, Amanda. It's very sweet. It's uncomfortable to start a business. It's uncomfortable to try something that you really care about because the disappointment of potentially failing it'll cut deep. But this video is all about just acknowledging that it's scary and uncomfortable and doing it anyway, because instead of thinking what if it doesn't work, we should instead think what if it does. I've seen that quote everywhere also, like all over my Pinterest feed, and it's so true. Like, sure, what if it fails? That's sad and heartbreaking, but what if it doesn't fail? What if it works? Like, that reward will be so much worth the scariness and the awkwardness and the uncomfortable feelings, and you'll be happy that you put yourself through that to get to the other side. So that being said, we are going to very uncomfortably continue working on my spring collection. I've been kind of in a rut with it because I have a lot of expectations for myself. I haven't put out a collection in a little while, so I feel like you guys have expectations for it, and that kind of like affects the way I work creatively, unfortunately. Even though I know I shouldn't care as much about what other people think. Like, when you run a business, you do have to care about what other people think, because I'm not making these products for myself, I'm making them for others. It's very uncomfortable to actually sit down and do work when it feels so much better to scroll on Pinterest to get more inspiration, to listen to inspirational podcasts instead of actually implement the things in the podcast. And it's a procrastination technique that I'm doing right now. But I put in my Google Calendar, I'm going to sit down for at least 15 minutes, which I know is going to turn into 2 or 3 hours. And I'm going to design one more piece of apparel because I already have one fully done, but the second one I'm not too happy with the design. Oh, that might be a spoiler that I'm putting out a piece of apparel in the spring. And then also solidify if I want a candle collection to come out with the spring launch or not, because I keep going back and forth. A lot of this is decision making and I keep second guessing myself, but I'm just gonna sit down and do it. Make the decision. And I know I'll feel 10 times better once I'm done. So let's do it. Let's get to work.